So the Federal Reserve finally met again at the end of July on the 31st. They are finally talking about potentially cutting these interest rates. And let's talk about what happened during this meeting and how it's going to affect real estate moving forward into the rest of this year. Hi YouTube, I'm Kareem Howard, your go-to licensed realtor with Gerlach Homes. Now on this channel, I cover a wide range of things. I cover property tours, community tours, market updates, neighborhood tours, anything related to Colorado real estate. So if that's something that you're interested in, then please feel free to subscribe. And if you are looking to buy or sell at any point within the next year, I would absolutely love to help you out. Let's get into this video. So before we get into whether or not they're going to cut rates, we kind of have to get a sense of all the precursors going in and what's going to have to happen in the economy before they can finally start to cut these rates. Something that they conveyed during the meeting is that it looks like the job market is going back to pre-COVID levels, and any additional cooling is going to be a concern. So on the topic of the job market, something that a lot of people are saying, a lot of my clients are saying, is there's a lot of layoffs this year, and there's just a really hard time for people to find a job in this market right now. And if you look at the unemployment stats, it is at its highest point in the past 2 years at 4.1%. Now, the biggest point of data that we need to look at in order for the Fed to start cutting rates is inflation numbers. We want inflation to be a little bit lower so that we can finally start to cut these rates. Now, in this meeting, Jerome Powell says the second quarter's inflation readings have added to our confidence, and more good data would further strengthen that confidence. So this year, the Fed has been targeting inflation rates to be at about 2%. And back in June, inflation dropped from 2.6 to 2.5%. So it's making steady progress, and it is showing good results in order for us to finally start seeing those juicy rate cuts. Now, in my opinion, one of the most important statements by Jerome Powell is he said that it's a very difficult judgment call because there's consequences if you cut rates too soon, but there's also consequences if you cut rates too late. To kind of sum up how all of this works in terms of inflation, let's go back to COVID. Now, COVID started, all the businesses shut down, everyone was locked away in their homes. And with everyone locked away, guess what? People are not spending money. And so to kind of increase consumer spending, to kind of push more business out in the economy, they lower rates. And that's when we saw historically low interest rates. And with these lower rates, that's when everyone was buying a house, people were getting credit cards, people were going on Amazon, and businesses shot back up because rates were low, people were getting those stimulus checks, and we were spending money. But then COVID starts to end a little bit, businesses are opening back up, and we see that rates are too low. So what does the Fed do? They raise the rates. They keep raising it, but we, as consumers, we keep spending money, we keep buying houses, we're buying cars, we're spending on credit cards. We are keeping up with the rate increase until they finally keep raising rates, and then everyone is like, damn, these rates are high, historically high, for over 23 years, and we're hitting the 6%, we're hitting 7%, and then everyone's like, damn, houses are expensive, cars are expensive, credit card loans are super expensive, like 30%. Everything's expensive, so we're trying to kind of cut down on consumer spending. But now consumer spending's calming down a little bit. Inflation's getting a little bit lower, and with that, we can finally start to cut rates. Not a lot, we can cut it a little bit so that we can still kind of stay on par with the rates and not have what happened during COVID happen again. So it looks like we're finally going to see a rate cut at the next Fed meeting in September. It's not 100%, a very high probability. And with that, let's get to the obvious question all of you guys are probably thinking in your mind. I've already had this question asked to me by clients, by friends, by people just interested in the real estate market. And that is, if rates are going to be cut next month or 2 months, 3 months down the line, should I, as a buyer, just wait for the rates to cut so that I can have a cheaper monthly payment? Now, what I'm going to say is something that I have been preaching ever since I heard about these rate cuts late last year. So when rates were low during COVID, kind of like what I told you guys, we're in the 3%, 4%, everyone's getting approved for a house. All of these buyers are on the market ready to buy a house. And with a lot of buyers buying houses, that's when you get in situations where these listings go 20, 30, 40, 50, $100,000 over asking because it's a bidding war. And when you have 40 different people showing a house, 40 different people submitting offers, it's going to drive that price up a lot. Now, I'm not saying them cutting rates a little bit is going to cause this to happen, but we're going to see a slight shift in the real estate market. When they cut rates, I think all of these buyers on the sidelines are going to get out there. We're going to get into bidding wars again. And I think it's going to drive the prices of the homes up. So you're going to be able to afford a cheaper monthly payment because your interest rate's lower, but it makes up in the extra money you're going to have to come up with when you do try to win that offer. Now, something I am coaching my buyers on right now, and every single buyer that I've helped in the beginning of this year, is you buy now. There's way less competition. You can negotiate with the seller, get it below asking, get seller concessions, buy down your rate, anything like that. And then once these rates do drop, you're already in your house that you love. You can just refinance, get it into a lower rate, and just knock your monthly payment down a little bit. I think what a lot of people don't realize is it's still good to wait for rates to drop low, but it's going to be super competitive, and you could still get priced out if you can't afford to go well over asking on some of these products. Now, this puts a lot of sellers right now and a lot of future sellers in a pretty unique situation. So what a lot of sellers in the current market right now are experiencing is a shift in the real estate market where buyers are being a bit more lax. You know, everyone's kind of hearing rumors about the news of a rate cut. So buyers are like, we can kind of see this showing. I don't really care. Or, oh, we like this house. We can make an offer. We really couldn't. Like, it really doesn't matter. And so this is causing a lot of homes to sit on the market because these buyers, they're not that serious right now. So real estate has been really hot summer of this year. We saw a lot of homes hit the market. We saw a lot of homes fly off the market. And after the 4th of July, where I was talking about last video, where that's kind of where we see if real estate takes up, real estate takes down, we saw a surge of homes hit the market. But then, kind of like what I said, a lot of those buyers really lax. They don't really care. So a lot of the surge of homes that hit the market are sitting on the market for just a little bit longer, and it's causing sellers to have an increase in days on market. Now, the good news is this inventory is going to get gobbled up eventually. Days on market did tick up a little bit, but all of these houses are going to sell. And the thing that's going to happen is as soon as rates do drop, I think a lot of sellers are going to want to capitalize on lower rates to try to get better offers on their house. Now, what I want to say to these sellers as a precursor is it's a double-edged sword. If you list your home with lower interest rates and you're getting more competition, you get a lot more people offering on your home, and it drives the price of your home up, you're going to have to get on the flip side, reverse. Once you do sell your house for a pretty penny, you're going to have to buy another house for a pretty penny. And you're going to have to be in the same situation where you're competing with a lot of other buyers. You're trying to negotiate way better terms to make your offer look a little bit better. You're going to have to go over asking. Maybe you have to throw in more money, things like that. It's a double-edged sword. So the key takeaways for this video is we are finally reaching a point where I and every single person slightly interested in real estate are talking about rate cuts. And with these potential rate cuts coming, I think a lot of buyers, a lot of sellers are going to come off the sidelines and get ready to buy and sell their homes. And it's going to be interesting to see just how many people come out and see how these predictions pan out for anyone. Well, that's going to be it for this market update. I am Kareem Howard, your go-to licensed realtor with Girl Luck Homes. If you are looking to buy or sell anywhere in the state of Colorado at any point within the next year, I would absolutely love to help you out. All of my contact info is down in the description, and I'll see you guys in the next video.